Well, hey, and welcome to this week's Life Group Sunday summary. We looked at the whole aspect of reforming church and the subject of unity on Sunday, and we took our key passage from John 17, and we looked at Jesus' prayer, where he prays for both the disciples and then he prays for us. And he prays essentially that we would be one. We would demonstrate a unity like he is one with the Father. And we read John 17 verses 20 to 23. And the aim, if you like, the destination was this complete unity, perfect unity, just as Jesus was unified with his Father. And I brought you three kind of aspects, three ones that we should know that would bring greater oneness amongst us as God's people. The first was one model. And that, of course, is Jesus. And Jesus has done everything that we need. By the gospel and being saved into that gospel, we are one with him. We enter into the unity that is already in the Trinity of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This has already been done for us. He asked the Father that we would become one, not be one, because it's already been done by him. And we get the same mind as Christ in Romans 15:5 to be able to work this out. The same kind of sense of humility and patience through the Holy Spirit, bearing with one another, which enables us to walk in step with the Spirit and to keep unity, to work towards unity with Christ and with each other. The second thing we need to know was one enemy, the devil. You see, the devil is out to destroy and divide. That's his greatest tactic. And we need to be aware of this. And the great military commander, Chinese man called Sun Tzu, he said that if you know your enemy and you know yourself, then you need not fear 100 battles. And there's this sense of understanding what the enemy is flinging at you and how he goes about it. And this sense of understanding who you are and what you need to do in God to be able to maintain this unity of the Spirit and walking in faith with Jesus. You see, we don't want Satan to outwit us, so we shouldn't be unaware of his schemes, as Paul says in 2 Corinthians 2:11. Instead, we fight and we stand together for unity. Make every effort to maintain that unity through the bond of peace. The Bible tells us to keep a short account. Yes, with God, which is where we take our issues first, and we ask him to forgive us if we've messed up again. And he does, because he's so gracious and he loves us. And we get another glimpse of his grace, but also to go to the person, to reconcile with one another as that might be necessary. So that undoes a lot of the enemy's schemes, and it helps with the division, the schisms that we can have both in church, which are not just affecting us as people, but actually we're undoing the very work that Jesus did for us on the cross. There is a tearing in the church when people are at odds with one another. And Christ's prayer is that we sort those things out together in him. Lastly, one mission. You know, our unity demonstrates to the world that Jesus has been sent by the Father and that he loves them. That's the outcome of our unity and the display that we have together. So, friends, I plead with you like Paul does. Let's keep the unity of the Spirit. Let's be a witness to the watching world so that they would know that Jesus is alive and that they too would come to know him as we put these things into practice, loving one another as close to each other as Christ was with his Father. That's a big deal, but I'm sure we can get there with Christ's power in and through us.